It is my deep, deep honour to be with you all tonight in this energy that you have created here this evening. And what a powerful group you all make. And what we see from our dimension, from where I stand and where I sit in consciousness, is your light, your intention lights up the room. Your intention to be the light, your intention to move towards love, to move towards the highest expression of yourself. We would just like to share with you how proud we all are of you. And when I say we, I'm referring to the group of higher energy that are with me as I speak to you. We usually come in groups. And so we share information in this way. Your world is on the precipice of change and of something beautiful. And we will say that it's going to take a few years for this to really start to precipitate on your planet. And that it is so important for you all to hold strong to the light, to the truth in you, and to keep radiating that. No matter what seems to be thrown at you from all angles in the media and in your societies, just use this as the divine initiation that it actually is. It is a test for you, my divine friends, to remain centered in who you know you really are. And as you keep remaining centered in that place, you are going to be called into the perfect opportunities. You do not need to plan. A lot of you are wondering what to do for your next steps. What shall I do with my life now? I'm on the edge of something different, something new. I feel this calling. What do I do with it? Just know it's all being orchestrated in these other higher dimensions, all being mapped out. It's all right there. The only thing we need from you is for you to remain sane, for you to remain connected to love and open to us, so that we can deliver these wonderful, inspiring ideas into the letterbox of your mind, so that we can inspire your movements. And do not worry, because you will be placed in the perfect situations. Don't worry about your provision. Never for a moment let yourself be concerned with that. The only things that you really need to focus on is, am I in this moment falling into fear, crumbling down that hole, or am I remaining in my seat of self, in my center? Am I in my awareness? Am I noticing the fear and allowing it to crumble, to make room for the higher thoughts and perceptions to take their place? This is a time of the crumbling of the ego. And at the moment on your planet, there is a big battle between the very egoic energies on this planet and the awakening to a new reality. Other people on the other side of the spectrum. The very strong egoic entities sense this pulling away, sense this awakening, and they're amping up their motives, their control mechanisms to try and pump fear into the awakening ones, to get them to fall off and fall off their truth and their center, back down into fear, where they are easily controlled and manipulated. However, this cannot last, and of course love is going to prevail, as it always will, because it is who we actually are. And we'll say, do not fear releasing whatever it is that feels a little bit discordant, because you're going to come into your energy. You know, it's really important to notice what's not feeling quite right. And you can't put your finger on why, and you're not really sure, and you don't really want to let it go. But if it's not feeling quite right, just know that you can release it, because the more that you can release that doesn't feel quite right, the more space you're making for the higher dimensions to fill that with something that feels really aligned with you. And we will say that this is your time to be really aligned with you. This is the time to let go of anything that feels a little bit off, and trust and faith, even if you don't know what's going to fill its place. But be sure that we know, and we will rush in and complete and fill in that spot as soon as you're ready to open up and allow us. That there is a place for you, there is a need for you, and what you have to say and what you have to give. But just be aware that you might not really fully know that yet. And it's often only the ego that wants to know that, and which is that fearful, grasping state, which is the state we need to just mosey on over there to allow this deeper part in. What you're all experiencing is this kind of energy of stepping into the unknown. I don't know, but you need to be in that space of not knowing. When you have that certainty, when the ego has grasped onto something, right, I'm going to do that, quite often that blocks us from coming in. It's more important to be in that receptivity of trust and faith, and you have to get used to stepping out on a limb. You have to get used to stepping into the unknown. This is the way of the part of the light worker. This is the way you step out in the unknown, because you know who you really are, and you trust that energy, that essence, that fuller you, that wider you will step on in, and it will all be taken care of. It's scary, and for an ego to get a grasp on, but you will start to get into the flow of it, and you will start to see that as you relax and you take steps, that it all works out fine, and then you will get more trust in the process, and so on until it becomes more of a way of life. And ask. If you find yourself in a muddle, in a flummox of fear, feeling victimized, powerless, the other energies that this time is asking you to look at, be aware of it, notice it, and then decide, do I want to be in that? Do I want to feel that way? Because, wow, I'm feeling that right now. Is this serving me if I indulge in these thoughts, or would it be better if I let them go and allowed a higher energy in? Keep allowing those higher energies in, find creative ways to do that, and we will meet you there. Much love to you.